Alrighty, welcome back to Daily Day Trades YouTube, where we go over the trades that we made today and why, and the things to look out for tomorrow. If you want to get these videos every day, then please subscribe to the channel. It also helps a lot if you were to drop a like on the video. Today was the day following the Federal Reserve meeting where Jerome Powell and the Fed raised rates by 75 basis points. That was not expected whatsoever. I think the market factored in that there was a 30% chance that they would raise the rates by more than 50 points. Turns out they went for 75. There was a very, very mixed reaction during all the questioning and the comments that Jerome Powell was able to do in the couple hours before the market closed. There was a $10 spread on basically 5-minute candles. So there was a lot of confusion here. Usually the Federal Reserve days are pretty easy. You can kind of pick a direction that it's going, and then the following day will usually be a continuation of that direction. This one was much more difficult. I took a call play on that, and as you can see from this massive gap down, that was a terrible idea. My thought behind that was that basically the investors and Wall Street and everyone was thinking that, now the Federal Reserve is not behind the curve. Previously, they were saying that inflation was transitory. They had all these excuses. They did all this stuff. And then Jerome Powell stepped up yesterday and said, you know what, this is too much. It keeps going up. We're going to raise rates as aggressively as possible for as long as possible until we get control of the inflation situation. So I thought that was a little bit of a bullish note on a very bearish, hawkish sort of meeting that they had. It turns out the market did not feel that way. That's okay. It happens. Just make sure you maintain that cash balance. Don't use too much per trade. All of that risk management stuff that you learned from our website. Speaking of daily day trades alerts, this Discord here where I post all of the trades, market news, and everything you need to know about everything. For those of you who don't know, the subscription does function as a market in itself. When demand is low, we lower the price. When demand is high, the price goes up. This is now the lowest price it's been at in the past 6 months or so, and it won't go any lower than this. So we're at $9.69 right now. That's the price you pay forever if you sign up now, so don't worry about it going up in the future because it will. But yeah, that's how you get all the alerts. There is a link down in the description of this video that you can click on, and it should be $9.69 at least for the next 2 or 3 days or so, or basically until like 10 or 15 people sign up. Then I'll probably switch it to 27 or something. I'll just make up some random number. There's really no method to the madness. Moving on, we only made one play today. It was on Snapchat. We picked this up pretty early in the morning around here probably, and it's continued down pretty much the rest of the day. I ended up taking profits on 60% of those contracts. I got about 20% and sold a decent amount, but I bought quite a few of them. They were only 50 bucks, I believe. So I sold them for 60, which would be the 20%. And those don't expire until next week, so that's not a very risky play necessarily, especially now that I've taken the 20% profits. I do not think this is going to move enough overnight, no matter what, to take away the profits that we made and the current holdings that we have in it. I think this is a very, very safe play now. Maybe we'll get rid of more of it tomorrow, and then moving into next week, we'll have hopefully a free play. Mara, this was a play from earlier this week. I decided not to sell anything when it was down lower here. These don't expire until next week as well, but they're hitting new lows pretty much all the time. They're always just kind of pushing down, so I'm pretty confident in that one, but I do want to take profits before the weekend. I do think that Bitcoin is something that's a little bit sketchy to be in right now. It's making big moves. As you can see, it's moved 7% today. So even though I do lean bearish on it right now, I mean, it lost a third of its market value in like less than a week. I do think that it's due for a jump, and if that were to happen, then this play would really not work out very well for us. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on that tomorrow and manage that in some way that we can make some money. Things to watch tomorrow, and pretty much as multiple weeks or months go on. DraftKings, this is really, really beat up. I think that they have a pretty good share of the gambling market, and that's important. This retail stuff like Target, Lowe's, these are way down, and these are probably going to come back. Historically, you can see, you go back on Lowe's, this, it's always been winning over a certain time frame. Like if you were to buy it and then 10 years later look at it, it would probably be up. Same thing with Target. Walmart is a completely different story. And that's a completely different story on the bullish side. Walmart is always expanding, always growing. They have great management. They pay out dividends. Their price to earnings is reasonable for their sector. They are currently trading back here at basically coronavirus levels. And, they're a highly profitable company. They have been for 100 years, and they will continue to be probably for 100 years from now. So right now they're trading a solid 50% below where they've been. And I don't see any reason that they wouldn't get back to there. And you might as well, stack some cheaper shares at this price. It's not going to make you a billionaire or anything, but over a long period of time, that could end up being a very, very good investment. In summary, I think Walmart is at a very, very good price now, along with Starbucks, which I bought today at 71. Same deal with Starbucks. They have very, very high margins, and the beauty of high margin companies is when there's high inflation, they have the decision whether or not they want to raise prices. So they don't necessarily have to raise prices because they have the margins to sustain a slightly lower margin business because their margins are already so high. So if it's only 8% inflation, well, I don't want to say only. Either way, they can still work through that and make their price point relatively similar to where it is without losing a bunch of money because it only costs them like 5 cents to make a cup of coffee and then they sell it to you for $1 million in a car. That is basically all that I have for today. If you would like to get the trade alerts for tomorrow and next week, there is that link in the description, and it is less than $10 right now. Also, be sure to like the video if you like these watch lists and subscribe to the channel if you would like to get them in the future. Thank you very much. Good day.